Good afternoon, all our friends, Soda County Daily News. We have our bubbly Betty Smith out and about, and she is at the Resthaven Rehab and Skilled Care in McDermott, and they have some very unique things to share with us. So let's bring Betty on. Hi, Betty.
Hey, welcome everyone.
Tell us what's going on there.
Well, we have the awesome privilege today to share a great Christmas gift story. We're out here, like you said, at Resthaven Nursing Center, and I'm here with Monica and Rhonda. Monica is part of the recreational department, and Rhonda is part of the director of nursing. And we get the privilege to speak to them about this great reinvention.
So you So you've got Monique from Recreation Department and Rhonda, the Director of Nursing, and you guys have some an interesting way for folks to be able to visit with their loved ones during this holiday season. So tell us a little bit about what you guys have done.
Well, this is actually a training center that's been used for Rest Haven for STNA classes in the past. And Debbie, which is the owner of the facility, came up with this idea for families to be able to get together and meet. It's especially hard on them now that it's Christmas. We put up plexiglass as a divider, and we bring our residents in from the back because it's closer to the nursing home. And we put a ramp so they have wheelchair access, and families will come through the front so they can see each other, hear each other. They just can't touch each other. We have complete plexiglass covering.
That is fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. And Monique, you said earlier something. What inspired this? Where did this come from?
There was ideas being thrown around all throughout the department. All the people who work upstairs trying to throw out ideas of how this can happen. And Miss Debbie Akers came up with the idea. She saw there was an RV that another facility was using, and she brainstormed about it and came up with this little house.
Which I think is great. Like, they have Rhonda. I just want to kind of cover here, and I'm going to kind of walk around the room for a second. They have it even set up with some refreshments for the families that come in. And of course, they have the mask and the, alcohol for that too. I'm going to kind of come back this way. They have a beautiful setup over here with the Christmas tree and then the chairs where most of your families, I'm assuming, would sit to see the loved ones. So I'm going to kind of bring that back there. I just wanted to show that off a little bit. I mean, I just think it's very inviting, very much of a warm welcome.
And this is in a separate house, and there are two visiting areas. Is that what I understand?
Yes, one for the family members who are coming in, and then one for the residents.
That is wonderful. So what's the response been so far?
Great response so far. This is going to be my third day over here. And I do believe that Debbie's made the decision to look into some other way to try to keep things going. I don't know anything. Nothing's been set in stone, but I know that the ideas are being thrown around for how she can do this throughout the year.
And one thing, and I even asked right beforehand, we talked about this, how this was set up, like how you guys are making this to flow.
Yeah. I set up interviews with families, not interviews, I'm sorry. I made the phone calls with families. They set up a time. They have a half an hour slot. And then there's 15 minutes in between each family visit, and that gives me time to clean everything in between families.
That's awesome. Awesome. Rhonda, now I know you're director of nursing here, and I want to ask this of you, how, with your residents, how are they, I mean, is it helping them emotionally or?
Absolutely. After we were in quarantine for COVID, they were kind of, they was out of their routine. We needed to get them back into a routine, see some different people. And for Christmas, we wanted them to be able to see their families. Rest Haven is very, very, very family oriented.
We were here for you guys' murals, which I thought was like above the top, trying to make people feel welcome. And I know that you guys do have a lot of people you deal with dementia and Alzheimer's.
Yes.
And because when you said out of routine, I thought, man, that probably was even difficult for you guys.
Yes, anytime you upset the dementia patient's routine, it kind of throws them off balance for a while. So we're trying to get them all back to where they were. And they've really enjoyed this. They've really enjoyed seeing their families.
How is your family responses going with this as well? I mean, I'm sure, I mean, when you're talking to them on the phone,
Yeah.
are they tickled or?
Oh, absolutely. They've all been thrilled. They're so excited to see their loved ones. Some of them haven't been able to since the very beginning.
Yeah.
When COVID all came. So it's been 8-9 months for a lot of them. So the response from both sides has been great.
You know, she's got her lit up Christmas lights on, Mark.
Those are very famous in our world. So you just mentioned that some of these folks have not been reunited in several months, 7-8 months, and this is the first time they're able to lay eyes and have a private conversation and see their loved one, right?
Yeah, they've been able to have some phone, and we do have an iPad where we can do FaceTimes with families, but this is the first time they've been this close to one another.
That's wonderful. And you say you're going to continue to do this throughout the holiday. This is not just a a couple of weeks deal. This is working, and we're going to keep going with it.
This is something that Debbie is working really hard on. I don't have any details, but I know she wants to continue.
We're going to do our best to continue to be able to let the visits continue.
Yeah.
Because they enjoy them so much.
Mark, I'll tell you, I mean, just walking in here and them showing me everything, I mean, even as having loved ones that's been in nursing homes in the past, I absolutely loved it. Again, I thought it was very inviting, and it is. It's like a Christmas gift in itself.
Yeah. All the families have been through.
We really love our residents and the families, and we're trying to do our very best to show that and to make everybody's holiday a little easier.
So my last question, and the most important, is how have you noticed, both as a director of nursing and recreation, how have you noticed the morale of the residents during this new ability to visit?
It's been wonderful. I've noticed a huge attitude improvement in a few of the residents. It helps so much just to be able to see their loved ones, especially at Christmas. Some of them were very bummed. They didn't think that this was going to happen. We kept it a surprise for the most part. A lot of the families didn't want to tell them. And then when they came here, they really didn't even know what they were doing until they walked in, and then their family was here.
You know, Mark, they didn't have the open house Christmas gathering this year that we reported last year that they usually do annually.
Right.
And they bring in different musicals and stuff like that. So I think this was great for a great surprise for them.
So who do we give a shout out that actually did the work and did the plexiglass and kind of the remodel? Is there anybody that we need to shout out for their help in this?
Oh gosh, there was a lot of people involved. I do believe the plexiglass was Steve Akers and Joe Playball. Yep.
Awesome.
They did the manual work.
And the entire staff would
Yep.
come over and decorate and do what needed to be done.
It was a great team effort, Mark.
And just to wrap up, we'll let people know this is also the location where our friend, oh, her name escapes me. Oh, I feel terrible, that did the murals. Yeah, talk about the murals.
How's that doing?
Oh, it's great. I've only been working here since September. I was one of the unfortunate people who lost my job due to COVID. And I was fortunate to find this. When I came in, that's one of the first thing I noticed was the big murals they put up.
Yeah, we thought that was beautiful, Mark.
Yeah, that was, yeah, you're right. Kiva Jenkins, and each room was personalized based on what the patient was kind of wanting. So there's all kinds of different, it's kind of a community. And then they can say, instead of I'm in room 201, for example, they can say I'm in the yellow house, right? That is so that you guys are really on the cutting edge to be, when people think McDermott, Ohio, or a small facility, you guys are breaking a lot of barriers and being very innovative with how you treat the patients and also how the experience between the patient and their family can be enhanced. So we are really thrilled to always come out and see what you guys are up to.
Well, thank you.
Betty, anything you want to add? Get us out of here?
Real quick, Mark, I want to get you real quick and bring it up to the dad with the residents raising. Maybe I have a quick store when I see this today. Well, Mark, thank you for sharing and this is a basic wishing you all a very Merry Christmas, and progress inspires change.